Champion Sledge for ex-winner Poor, the Bone Crusher. Ch Sledge was bred by pastor out of I.M.P. David, a son of Gr.Ch Yellow 6XW Rom. The story goes that Mr. Becker originally imported David, but when his arrival, Becker did not like David and swapped him for Rocky, who was owned and also imported by Mr. Botha aka Pastor. The SOP seems to have created the legend of the yellow dogs in RSA, as Pastor had a knack for breeding based on his experience in the pigeon breeding. Pastor also had the help of Fiorentino, who was highly technical, and together they planned to recreate DBLGRCH Tornado. On the shores of RSA, Pastor has just imported Mad Maggie through Larry Bell, and the mating was done. David import, Mad Maggie import producing, Sledge. He was by far the biggest in the litter. As a pup, Pastor gave Sledge to his son-in-law, the printer, who raised him as a house dog. This life was not meant to last, as Sledge seemed to show at an early age that he possessed the phenomenal bite power of his great-aunt. He destroyed every opponent like a fly, and it appeared that no dog could withstand his biting power. He would end schoolings in 5 minutes, and most of his unlucky opponents seemed to cry to get away from him. His attack was similar to that of a lion unleashed on its prey. He had absolutely no fear of any dog in him, but also was like a huge teddy bear at home. The little Jack Russells would chase him from his food, and he would simply just look at them and walk away. You could walk Sledge amongst other dogs without him showing aggression, and when the street dog approached him, he seemed to just stare at them with amusement. However, if he got sight of the pit, he would evolve into a demon, possess a mad crazy dog. He never allowed you to carry him to the pit. He wanted to jump over like a gladiator into an arena. One day Teddy Bear brought Rambo, littermate, to Gr.Ch.P.W. for a schooling, and when Sledge was unleashed, Rambo seemed to fast for Sledge. However, seconds later Sledge got hold of Rambo's head, and one could literally hear bones crushing. Teddy Bear stopped the schooling, and his dislike for Sledge was spawned. Sledge was ready to show. The printer called Trueblood to help with Sledge's preparation. The legend of Sledge was synonymous with Trueblood, as he was charged with the conditioning of this ace's future. Sledge was never Trueblood's dog, but stayed a big part of his live on Trueblood's yard. He was a laid-back, pleasant dog, with not one aggressive hair on his body. He loved people and mostly fond of children. Sledge had a great personality. One would never expect it from such a big dog with such a devastating bite. Trueblood was by far the best conditioner that this country ever had, producing the likes of Gr.Ch Sir Thomas and Gr.Ch.P.W. as well as Ch Roxy, showing what a good combination Truebloods and Sledge really were, unstoppable together. Sledge's first show was contracted to be against Teddy Bear's Rickson. For some reason Teddy Bear hated Sledge and was adamant that he was a cur. Ricky was bred out of Sixpence Import ex Bella Import and supposed to be quite a dog. The match started fast, and Ricky, being very fast, managed to stay out of trouble for 20 minutes, but then Sledge got a shoulder hold, and when Ricky got him of it was all over. Sledge popped his shoulder. It looked as if someone attached a tennis ball to Ricky's shoulder. The damage was done, and Ricky did not like what he went through and felt. It looked like a hyena got hold of him just there, and then we knew Sledge is something else. With a dangerous, devastating bite, it's going to take a very good dog to beat that type of ability. With this show over, the hatred that Teddy Bear had for Sledge just grew more. The second match was contracted against a combine of minors. The dog was called Max and was owned by Jan. Max just came out of a beating by a brother of Gr.Ch.P.W. named Butch that made Max a 1x winner. But on the day of the show, it only took Sledge 1xW 15 minutes to stop Max, for the punishment was severe that the crew of Max conceded to save Max's life. Sledge crushing all their hopes and dreams as well as Max's career. Sledge now a 2x winner. Word quickly spread about this monster that destroys dogs with no effort at all. The crew of Max was not satisfied with the outcome of the show, and Teddy Bear also convinced them that Sledge will cur, so they brought another dog called Old Max, who was the father of Small Max, whom they thought will beat Sledge for sure due to his size and age advantage. According to them, he was a hard biter and he is clever. Old Max is the answer. The day came for the two to meet. After release, a small scuffle in the middle of the arena took place. Max was chasing Sledge and Sledge defending something he never does. This show is going to be interesting. It seems like Sledge met his match. Sledge surprising his crew with his ear-riding defensive style, typical from a yellow dog but unexpected from Sledge. It went on like this for 30 minutes. Sledge had his hands full with Old Max as Max was dominating the show and was also in full control. Trueblood did not understand why Sledge is struggling to get a proper hold on Max. A turn was called and granted to Sledge, and as Truba got Sledge to his corner he noticed Sledge was fanged through both upper lips, so he unfanged Sledge and then all hell broke loose. Sledge went over and contrary to his style went straight for Max's shoulder. With that bite, Max's curd immediately when he felt the true power of Sledge's bite. He was now a completely different dog. Max probably thought, what the hell happened now? I am going to die. If I don't run now the punishment is just not worth it. And Max's screams echoed as the writing appeared on the wall. Sledge, now a champion 3x winner, not only stopped old Max but also removed Jan from the game. He was so upset that he packed up and left the game. At a meeting on the Great Liquorice Kids Yard, United, who was to become a top player in the game, made the fourth contract with New One, who has acquired Sledge from Printer. United has a vast experience in cock derbies and had an arsenal of experience as a pugilist and knowledge of combat, also being a pro boxer, bringing excitement to the dog game. United Kennels came with a dog named Jackal. He was already a 2x winner and known for his gameness and ability. This was to be the class of the Titans, and true to the story it was. It ended up to be a 6-dog convention where Ch Sledge and Jekyll being the main show of the night and later also the show of the century. The date was set for the to catch weight dogs to meet. All the top kennels was there to witness the great anticipated clash between two good dogs. Jekyll, a dog out of David I.M.P. Bella I.M.P. So for the first time in RSA history to have brothers to meet each other on mutual grounds. The tension was thick in the air as the two entered the ring. On the night New One was nervous as can be, however Sledge was calm and seemed to anticipate the upcoming event. Sledge will focus on every noise and it appeared that he was ready for action. That afternoon, en route to the venue, New One walked Sledge, and United and his crew seemed to find it funny how he simply walked next to one of the other contenders, showing no aggression at all. United kept Jekyll hidden in a huge crate, and every time you could hear a demonic scream coming from the crate. The crate was completely closed, and that created an aura of secrecy and doom for Sledge. That added to New One's stress, who felt an ominous sign of doom approaching. The call came. It's Sledge's turn. His half-brother P.W. just made Ch Sledge, like normal, wanted to jump into the pit to face his adversary. Sledge gave an earthly growl as the rev calls for release. Dogs meet in the middle. One could understand why people think that Sledge would care for the way he comes out of his corner. It is like he trots slowly across to his opponent's corner. Some might mistake that as signs of a cur, but that was just Sledge's style. It was as if Sledge was contemplating what to do and then go and complete the destruction with determination, knowing in confidence it would be over soon. Well, that was not the case with Jekyll. Jekyll was not a walkover, a true master, and everything they said of him and more. These two dogs with every scratch just came out like two freight trains, determined to destroy each other no matter the cost. Jekyll being a master at defense and controlling the show with prevention, and Sledge just waiting for his chance to get hold of Jekyll. At 30-minute the tables turned. This was an vicious match, Jekyll being mauled by Sledge. One started to feel sorry for Jekyll. At one stage Sledge shook so hard that he flung himself to one side. However, at that stage he did so much damage to Jekyll that he could no longer stand. It became clear that Sledge was trying to end the showdown with Jekyll. Sledge just seems to be eating him alive. But that was not stopping the very game. Jekyll, he just comes out flying every time like all bullet out of a gun, taking everything Sledge gives him. Surely Jekyll crew can see their dog determination and gameness is well respected, but not enough to beat Sledge. If it carries on any longer, Jekyll will pay with his life. United, still being encouraged by Licorice Kid, decided to graciously concede at 1:10 minute. What a battle, one for the books and also one to be remembered by truly two legends meeting each other and truly tested each other to the max. One of the most vicious and gamest shows ever witnessed. It was all over. Ch Sledge was declared the winner at 1:10 min, making him a 4-time winner. Jekyll was his greatest opponent yet. Big Wall stitched Jekyll after the show, and it took him almost 5 hours to complete the job. He jokingly told New One that he owed him for a back surgery. The sad part is that Jekyll passed away at the gate of the venue due to his damages sustained by Sledge. And it's with sadness and respect to say that Jekyll truly gave it all, paying with his life at the end, taking every onslaught from Sledge, not making a sound. Surely gamest in show RIP Great One. Sledge had a few owners after Printer. One of them was New One. That was part of the most of Sledge's career. He was then sold after his 4th encounter by New One, for he retired him. After that, Sledge has lost all his cutters in the altercation with Jekyll, and was swapped for a Toyota Conquest to Shane Cooper, who then gave him to S. Gams, where he died of old age. Sledge later also became a producer of record poor producing dogs like Ch Mafasa 4XW, 1XGL, Ch Vietnam, Lisa 1XW, Seun 2XW, Taz 1XW, 1XL, Dandy 1XGL, Diesel 2XW, Klein Sledge 1XGL, Valdez 1XW, 1XL, Jessica 1XGL. To this day there has not been a dog that could bite as hard and install so much fear in his opponents than the great Ch Sledge. And Sledge also never produced any offspring with the third of his bite. Sledge made a permanent mark in the heart of no one and all fanciers that came to know him and respect the legendary champion Sledge 4-time winner Poor aka the Bone Crusher.